Ethiopia's $6.5 billion UN deal, promise or pitfall for ordinary citizens? Last Friday, Ethiopia and the United Nations announced an ambitious $6.5 billion cooperation framework, aiming to accelerate sustainable development across the country over the next 5 years. This partnership, one of the largest in Ethiopia's history, is designed to address critical priorities such as peace and governance, economic development, social services, environmental sustainability, and gender equality. However, as the ink dries on this massive agreement, questions are mounting about whether the benefits will truly reach Ethiopia's 120 million citizens or merely serve the interests of political elites and international corporations. The framework scope is unprecedented, targeting everything from climate resilience and food security to youth employment and digital transformation. Yet, with only $1.5 billion secured so far, less than a quarter of the required funding, doubts linger about the feasibility of these ambitious goals. Ethiopia's previous attempts at implementing Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, have yielded mixed results, often hampered by ongoing conflicts in regions like Tigray, Oromia, and Amhara. While the government has made progress in infrastructure, especially in hydroelectric power, rural areas remain largely disconnected from these advancements. The pressing question now is whether this new framework will bridge these gaps or perpetuate existing inequalities. Employment and equity are at the heart of the framework's promises, especially for youth and women. However, with over 60% of the population under 25 and youth unemployment exceeding 25%, past development programs have struggled to create enough quality jobs. Rural communities, which make up around 80% of Ethiopia's population, have historically been sidelined in favor of urban centers like Addis Ababa. The new focus on digital transformation raises concerns that rural populations could be further left behind. Moreover, Ethiopia's diverse regions, each with unique challenges and levels of development, have not always benefited equally from previous UN initiatives. Lessons from similar UN frameworks in Africa offer both hope and caution. Nigeria's $2.8 billion program delivered modest improvements in health and education but failed to tackle deep-rooted inequalities. Kenya's $1.5 billion initiative fared better, thanks to stronger institutions and political stability. Conversely, the Democratic Republic of Congo's $4.2 billion framework struggled due to conflict and corruption, with much of the funding failing to reach those in need. These examples underscore the importance of robust monitoring, civil society engagement, and genuine government commitment to transparency areas where Ethiopia still faces significant challenges. Corruption remains a major concern. Ethiopia's corruption perception score is well below the global average, placing it in the bottom third worldwide. This is particularly worrying when it comes to the carbon credit market, where weak oversight could allow international corporations to exploit Ethiopia's resources without delivering real environmental or economic benefits. Previous programs, like the Productive Safety Net program, have already faced criticism for lack of transparency and political favoritism. Effective monitoring and accountability are critical for the success of the new framework. While the agreement promises improved coordination and impact, details remain vague. Ethiopia's restrictive civil society laws and limited press freedom make independent oversight difficult. International experience shows that independent evaluation, regular public reporting, civil society participation, beneficiary feedback, and anti-corruption safeguards are essential for success. Currently, Ethiopia's institutions lack several of these elements, raising doubts about the framework's ability to deliver on its promises. To ensure genuine impact, several reforms are necessary. Transparency and accountability must be prioritized, with regular publication of program activities and outcomes. Regional equity should be ensured by allocating specific targets and budgets for peripheral regions and prioritizing rural development. Civil society organizations, especially those representing marginalized groups, must be meaningfully involved throughout the program cycle. Strong anti-corruption measures, including robust procurement processes and whistleblower protections, are essential. Most importantly, direct consultation with beneficiaries should guide program design and implementation, moving beyond top-down approaches. Ethiopia now stands at a crossroads. The $6.5 billion UN cooperation framework offers a tremendous opportunity to accelerate sustainable development and empower marginalized communities. But if it repeats the mistakes of past programs, favoring elites, neglecting rural areas, and lacking transparency, it risks deepening existing inequalities and undermining public trust. The real measure of success will not be the number of projects completed or funds spent, but whether ordinary Ethiopians, farmers, young job seekers, and pastoralists see tangible improvements in their daily lives. The UN and Ethiopian government have made bold promises. Now comes the far harder task of fulfilling them. The people of Ethiopia will be watching, and they deserve nothing less than full accountability for every dollar spent in their name. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to be part of our family.